We already talked about why resistance is really not a good way to tell what a pickup is going to sound like. Since resistance is out, what do we use then? What we should be doing is relying on the resonant peak frequency. Instead of plugging my guitar into an amp, I have it plugged into an oscilloscope that feeds into the computer. What this program is doing is it's taking a range of frequencies and it's sweeping through those frequencies from 200 hertz all the way up to 50,000 hertz. And as it's doing so, it's sending it through the guitar, through the pickups, and then back out, and it's letting me know how efficient is the guitar circuitry and the pickup I'm analyzing at picking up certain frequencies along that frequency sweep. What we can see here is that the guitar is more efficient at picking up frequencies over in this range than it is down here. The peak of this curve is a little bit after 5 kilohertz, and that means that the pickup that I have selected, the bridge pickup, is most efficient at picking up frequencies or vibrations of the string that happen within that range, a little bit after 5 kilohertz. This is a single coil pickup, so that peak frequency that it's picking up is a little bit on the higher end, and that's why you get some of that chime, because it's really good at picking up those higher frequencies. If I was to do the same thing with a humbucker, then you would see this peak actually would be a lot lower on the frequency sweep. That's because humbuckers, the way they're wired, they're more efficient at picking up lower frequencies, and that's why they sound a lot warmer. I'm going to demonstrate this for you really quick if you're having a hard time kind of conceptualizing it. We know that if we use the tone knob and we roll it off, the guitar starts to sound a little bit warmer. What happens if we roll that tone knob down a good amount? We just saw the peak disappear, and if we roll it down enough, we're actually going to see that peak move all the way down to a much lower frequency than it was before, and it kind of makes sense. Now the pickup's not as good at picking up those higher frequencies because the tone knob's activated, and the more efficient frequencies it picks up are lower, so that's why the pickup sounds a lot warmer. This same principle applies for a lot of different variations on the guitar. Like, what if we activated the middle and the bridge pickup instead of just the bridge pickup? What we can see is the signal actually lowers, so we don't have as much output, which we know if we combine two pickups in parallel that we have less output, but the peak frequency actually shifted to the right a little bit also, and it's going to be a little more chimey, a little more trebly sounding, which we know that happens when you have two pickups in parallel. Let's experiment a little bit further and turn the volume down halfway and see what happens. Here it is without the volume being touched, up all the way 100%. And now we're going to put it all the way down to about 50%. And what we see happen is that that peak got crushed. It got flattened out. And when you're thinking about it, if you roll the volume off a little bit, not only are you having less output, but it also warms up your tone a little bit unless you have a treble bleed. And this is why. It crushed that peak, so it's not picking up those higher frequencies more efficiently. It's picking up everything a little more evenly. And that's why that sound mellows out and warms up.